How do I forgive someone that I sincerely don't want to forgive?
I'll take that. I saw this question ahead of time, and here's my response, big picture on it. I think if you're having trouble forgiving, it's not here's a 10-step process to how you forgive somebody. I think the key is that you're missing part of the gospel message. It's a gospel issue, not a how do I forgive issue. Oftentimes we try and pick out these little things like how do I do this, how do I do that, I'm struggling with this, and we try and solve just that as opposed to going back to the root of the issue, which is a lack of understanding of the gospel. Because as Christians, as we begin to grow and understand the forgiveness that's been extended to us, and as the Holy Spirit works on that in us, then that should shape the way that we treat people and forgive them. And so I would say, if you were having trouble forgiving somebody, the key is to go step back and you begin by looking at examples of God's forgiveness for us. Go back even further, go back and look at the cross and what was done there, and that my sin was forgiven by Christ's work on the cross. His death, that was my penalty, that was my that's what I deserved, starting there. And then stepping forward and seeing the forgiveness that is extended to us daily, and the good news that we have forgiveness in Jesus, and that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Things like that. Start there at the beginning of the gospel and work that through with the Lord and see what is missing there in this ability to forgive somebody. And I think one more thought there is bad things that have been done to us, you don't have to forget about those. So if you were abused, if you were, hurt really badly, God doesn't say, well, now go put yourself back in that situation and let that person abuse you some more because you forgave them. Forgiveness is different than going back into that situation again and just forgetting and pretending it didn't happen. If my dad was abusive to me, even if I forgive him, it doesn't mean that I go send my kids over there so he can be abusive to them. That didn't happen, just as an example. So I think those are the two key components, I guess, to how do I forgive somebody. Start with the gospel, and then realize that you do not have to put yourself back in harm's way. You do not have to be abused by whoever is abusing you or hurting you or sinning against you. So that's where I would go. Any thoughts, guys? Okay.